Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and today I'm going to be doing a massive fancy dress party in a party tower facade that's going to be bright, colourful and the place to be. Yes, as you know, I try and use all the series minifigures in my city because, well, it just makes it a lot more interesting than having them on a separate display. But there are loads that are just so hard to use. And a lot of them are in the costume suits of sort of dinosaurs or tiger ladies or chocolate bunnies or raccoons that are just so hard to use in a street scene unless everyone's gone absolutely crazy. So I figured the best way to get them all used in the most appropriate scene was to have a fancy dress party. And I want to have them all very visible as well. So I thought the best thing to do was to have a lovely great big facade of a skyscraper that'd be really bright and colourful and have large floor to ceiling glass windows which allow us to see all of these lovely minifigures on display, maybe having the odd drink of wine, got loads of glasses, maybe on occasion wearing a party hat. I've got a few party hats in that bag. And yeah, maybe there's a punch bowl going around with some of these glasses with multicoloured liquids in, so that'll be interesting as well. So yeah, we've got lots of stuff to play around with for the inside, so really I just need inspiration for the outside. And my inspiration for the outside came from two sets actually. The first one being a friend set, 41748, the Heart Lake, where else, City Community Centre from 2023, where all of those floors were completely different colours and looking rather fantastic as a result. Now, I'm not sure about those specific colour choices for all the different coloured floors, but I really like the general idea. I also like the slide on the outside to get from one floor to the other and the tyre swing on the tree as well, but I probably won't be including those in my facade. Maybe I should. But anyway, plus that was the set that had that big mural, the 8x16 at the top that I put upside down the other week. Anyway, the second set that inspired it, once we had the sort of colour idea covered, was for the kind of texture and this lovely sort of winged shape. And that was the building from the set 76192, Avengers Endgame Final Battle from 2021. Which has got a really nice brown van in it. But more importantly, the upper floor of that building has got this lovely sort of swung shape to it that looks really interesting, I think, and works quite well as a facade because it's very thin, but it's got a bit of contrast to it and a bit of texture and looks different from different angles and all the rest of it. So I thought that is what I would use for my facade. Now, this involves some diagonal angles, which are only made possible by these hinge plates. And this is what's relatively limited the colour choices of this build because, well, these pieces just aren't available in every colour. And this is where Bricklink's really quite useful actually, because you can go to the page for a particular piece and not only just see what's for sale, but also see what actually exists. So you can look at the known colours section of a piece and see how many sets have had what in it. And if there's only one and it's absolutely ages ago, then there's a good chance that there won't be any available at all. Or if it's a new one and it's just off the rails, then maybe there won't be any for sale either, or there'll be a ridiculous price. So it's a good way of planning something like this so you don't get all of the pieces and then find yourself missing the vital ones. So here I've got some dark blue ones and these actually were quite hard to get themselves. So yeah, I'm just going to follow that basic floor pattern for the build here with a section in the middle, 6 wide, to support the first of our large floor to ceiling windows, and then I can extend out using a combination of different plates, the two sort of wings, so to speak, that are going to be hinging in for that interesting profile. And these are going to be a little bit longer than that central section, being wide enough for a panel and a 1x2 brick and a coloured 1x1 column, which depending on the colour choice means you either have to get a single 1x1x5 brick or 5 1x1s, or in this case I've got 1x3 in there as well, but it doesn't really matter as long as you end up with that with the hinges in the right place. And then for strength we're going to do the same thing on the top with our second pair of hinges, so that's why I needed 4 for each colour, which makes it very difficult to get in certain colours. Small plates in the middle, plates on the edge to hold it all together with some tiles on top, and it doesn't really matter what combination of tiles you use, so I had most of those covered. This time I've got 1x8s and a 1x1, but anything will do. And then you can mount that onto the base, which is essentially two of these really long wing pieces, 12x3 and then two 12x2 plates I've done, but you can make it any depth. I mean, this is really quite shallow for my new room because it's only 5 studs deep, and I've got actually 8 studs available, but yeah, if I'd made it a lot deeper, then I'd have, well, a lot bigger brick requirement for the whole height of it, because this thing's going to be tall. And then we need some connections on the inside for the pillar, the central pillar, the end pillars, and then tiles all along here for the angled bit, and then a 6x2 to hold onto that central element as well. So that means I can clip that on the front there and bring these wings in a bit for that lovely angle. See, that looks great. Wherever it's reflecting the light from at one particular place, say in the middle, as I've currently got it, the other ones won't be reflecting light. So we'll always be able to see in, you see, and vice versa there with my filming lights. So then on the back, I just need to add some end columns in there and a central column in the middle. And then I can add whatever bricks make up 24 long, so in this case 4 6s, and that can join everything for a bit of strength like that, and it'll get a bit more strength from the floor above being joined on, because we're going to be repeating this whole build and just stacking all the way to the top. And to hold the front to the back, we've got some 2x4s. So there we go. There is our first party floor. Now we've got just enough room for a couple of our guests to look absolutely great. So it's almost like my arcade, and the fact that we're going to be showing off lots of series minifigures this time rather than loads of different arcade machines. But I think that looks rather lovely. Now, what we're going for here is a complete rainbow of colour. And this tower is going to be called the Barry Tower, because it is Barry who has contributed the most of absolutely all of my wonderful subscribers to the channel. He's given me very generous gifts of bricks, sets, and storage container bricks. All those ones I have on my floor were his. So that has just been amazing support for me and has really helped. So here's to you, Barry. Have a lovely bedoing for all of your lovely help for the channel. And you wanted something named after you in a city that was very colourful. Well, I think this is going to be absolutely perfect and be, well, visible from everywhere by the time we finished it, because it'll be so tall. So this is for you. Right, so before I worry about the insides of each floor, I'm going to keep building. Now, this bit I did before because it's really basic. It is the 2 floors that will go below our dark blue floor. We've got a, what's this, magenta, and then dark purple. And I've got a very sturdy base on it with grey where we're going to see it and multicolours where we're not. So it's very easy to pick up the whole thing. I say easy, easy-ish. It'll be very uneasy when it's very, very tall. But for the bottom 2 floors. Now, these are going to be nearer the train line. So they have got a flat front, and it's also the case that the hinge plates in these colours are either not available or ridiculously hard to get. So yeah, we've got 2 floors there, and I've got some inverted tiles here just to take some more of the stress from that kind of overhanging section like that. So basically it will go like that. And also there's the tram line to avoid as well. So that's another reason for having it step back, actually, if it's going to go against that wall. Yes, so I don't know if we're going to have part on these lower floors. We have got 2 studs to play around with on the inside, but they won't be as visible. So probably we'll use our least favourite minifigures in there, just like we used our least favourite arcade machines in the arcade lower floors. So that is very cool. Right, so I'm going to join those 2 to that one in a minute. And I've also done the next one, which is regular blue. So that had the hinge plates available. Shall I join these together on camera? Hope I don't catapult anything anywhere. See, that wasn't too bad, was it? He says. Haven't finished it yet. Oh no, that's not in the right place. Let's see. Yeah, he's repaired it. He salvaged it. There we go. So you can imagine already this is going to be very tall by the time we get from the sort of purple colours all the way to red, because we're only up to blue in the rainbow and we've got 4 floors already. So yeah, it might be all of those minifigures fit. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Well, I'm a dab hand at doing these floors now. I've got the method down pat, and I've done loads more. We have, to go on top of the regular blue, dark green and green. Then lime and yellow. Ugh, haven't really got enough room, have I? Shall I do that there? And then, not orange, but orangey yellow, and then red. Yeah, it doesn't seem orange has got available pieces, but anyway, that would be a good thing to add to this in the future if ever I need to, or those parts become available. And then on the very top, it's incredibly simple. It's all just pinned together with two of these large wing pieces in white, and I've put some sort of gubbins on the top. Presumably that's air conditioning, and no idea what that is, but that was on the original Stark Tower as well, so I thought, yeah, I'll have one of those. Sort of looks like a loudspeaker, almost like an air raid siren or something like that in this context. Loudspeaker, I don't know, maybe they're blasting the music from the inside to the outside, because it is a party after all. So I don't know how to populate this now with the camera being as limited as it is. There we go. I could do it all sideways, couldn't it? But you essentially get the idea that we've got 4, 6, 8, 10 floors to fill with party goodness. So I think I'm going to keep them in pairs for now. And then, well, I'll stack them at the end and we can add them to the Lego room. So this is definitely going to be incredibly bright, incredibly visible. I mean, how are you going to miss that in the city against the wall? And I'm not sure if it will be the tallest actually now. But it will definitely be amongst the tallest, and I think I'll have it on that back wall with all the other skyscrapers, at least for now, because the Lego room's a bit of a disaster. Loads of bits everywhere at the moment. So, yeah, we'll see how far we can get. So now, it's the fun bit. I get to decorate all of the floors with all of these lovely characters. Yes. Raccoon costume, anyone? Wow, this was an amazing idea. Look at all these lovely minifigures. There's 40 of them, and I didn't have an idea for any of them, and now I do. So we get to include them in a city, which is brilliant news if you ask me. There's just so many series minifigures and builder minifigure ones, video line, and even a few that I've just built up out of random parts when I had, say, a hot dog costume going begging. So that is absolutely great. I'm having second thoughts about this one of the 40, given that it's a little chick costume. It might be quite fun outside my NFC building. But anyway, the majority are certainly going to make it inside. I don't know how he's going to hold a drink with his cactus suit. Yeah, he's made a very big mistake in ordering that one if he can't even get his own refreshment. And I wanted to put party hats on a lot of them, but the only one that was able to take it at all was this mushroom girl. So yeah, she's the only one celebrating in that way. Cool, right, so I just have to divvy these up amongst the floors. We've got 10 floors, 40 minifigures. It's going to be at least 4 a floor. I probably won't bother with the bottom 2. They don't seem to be deep enough anyway. And yeah, we'll see how it looks. But wow, it's going to be lovely to have these included in the city. Finally. Well, that was easier said than done. Virtually all those characters have ears on that are very tall, wings on, which makes them very wide, or tails on that makes them very deep. And in the case of the dragon suit people, the green one and the red one, I had to take the wings off because, well, they just wouldn't fit in such a narrow facade in any orientation. Anyway, I've kept the chili ones for the chili restaurant, so we'll use them there. I want to keep the penguin suit in case I need it in my Arctic scene for a scientist dressed up as a penguin. This I think I will put at NFC, my fried chicken restaurant, because it looks a bit zany and good fun. These two for a fireworks scene. I don't know exactly where or when. And yeah, all the ones that you've sent in that aren't very costumey party, but are very cosplay-y. I'm having a sort of cosplay conference sort of thing near the airport hotel. So essentially all the sci-fi, comic, superhero type ones are going to be accumulating there. So that's why I didn't put this guy amongst others in there. Yeah, you can't really have people dressed as hamsters and turkeys going to the cosplay. So yeah, we'll have 2 different scenes for all of these costumes. Great, right, so they're all in. I've got 38 on the inside, so just 2 short of 4 every floor. And yeah, I'll take you on a quick tour with Shaky Hands Cam. And here is the full Barry Tower, the party tower. And I'm not sure if it's the tallest in my city, but it's definitely the most precarious. I've done a very narrow base on the bottom. I think I might have to make that a little bit wider just so it's got a bigger footprint because, yeah, it is very teeter-tottery. But I love the colours. I think that'll be bright enough for Barry's requirements with the magenta, dark purple, dark blue, blue, dark green, green, lime, yellow, orangey yellow, and red right at the top, and all those scenes on the inside. Bit hard to see the individual ones with all my filming lights creating loads of extra glare, but you get the idea. We've got lots of punch in glasses being drunk by those who've got fingers in their costumes and wine glasses. A lot of the people are facing out, partially so we can see them, and partially because that's the only orientation we can fit them in with all their wings, unless we have them with their backs to us, which I've done on a couple of occasions, just for variation, and got some conversations going. And Taz and this lady and her child in matching outfits, and even the Fabulan ones and so on at the bottom. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be a blast of colour in the city, isn't it? And it's also going to be a blast of interest with all of those minifigures being used that are going to be so hard to use elsewhere in the city. So I'm very happy with that. But I suppose the real proof of the pudding is, will it fall over in transit? And will it look absolutely fantastic against the blue of my Lego wall? That should make all of the minifigures pop, and you'll be able to see them a lot better than you can underneath the glare of my building lights on this desk. So, yeah, to the Lego room. Oh no! I suppose that answers the question, will it fall over in transit? And the answer is a resounding yes. There's bits all over the floor. Yeah, I'm going to have to pretty much do the entire thing again. And it seems to have smashed into my lovely skate and marina scenes as well. So, yeah, a bit of repairing to do before I can put it in the slot that I just cleared for it over there. Bear with me. Okay, well, it's back together, all in one piece, but it's still looking a bit sketchy because, yeah, it's that thin, and you can see it kind of leaning back. I'm kind of thinking it will straighten out when it's against the wall, but, yeah, I've put some braces on the front so it won't fall forward, at the bottom at least, and the wall should stop it falling back. But it's how to lift it over the tram line. So I only want to do this once ever, I think. So is that the right position for it? I think that would be quite a nice place. Very central. So yeah, I'm willing to do that once, but I don't know. I think it might blow up again. So yeah, fingers crossed on this one. Hey, it is in safely. It didn't fall apart at all. The lovely Barry Party Tower in all of its rainbow glory in its final place. That is not moving again, if you ask me. I had thought as more hinge bricks became available in different colours that I might add to this, get a proper orange floor in there or a medium azure above the normal blue or something like that. But yeah, I'm not so keen now. I might stick an aerial on the top, but apart from that, it might be staying there forever, as is. All the others are quite easy to sort of move around on their bases, pretty stable, but this one is not. So yeah, that is probably its final height and its final resting place for the entire length of the city. In fact, height-wise, it actually is the tallest, isn't it? Just by a smidge, if you exclude the massive gorilla on the top of the other one. Oh no, hold on. No, we've got the Vitarush building over there. That's miles taller, actually. But it's a good height compared to the other ones, because eventually I want to have this whole wall covered in skyscrapers. These smaller ones will get moved to probably the side wall over there in due course when I've got replacements. And I have them nicely bunched up so it really looks like a long distance and densely packed sort of city centre area. But yeah, I think that is a really nice, colourful addition. And I don't know if all the inhabitants of this tower block have all got together to have one massive, great big party, or if it's going to an occasion like New Year's and, you know, they're all having their own parties. I think it's probably the former. That sounds a lot more fun because they wouldn't all be having fancy dress otherwise, would they? And, yeah, it does need to be that thin, really, if you think about the clearance for the tram when it's going over there, because it is wider than its own track, but you can still see the lower two floors at ground level still if you peer through. So that is good. And I don't know how the camera is picking up that trans brown glass, but yeah, it's absolutely fine in real life. Really bright and colourful, actually. So, phew, I'm happy with that. Yeah, it was a bit dodgy. I mean, the improvements that I've put into this Lego room are really paying dividends because I actually had to use my wife's, Mrs. Hood's aerobic step to stand on, and then I actually knelt on this road plate to be able to get two arms to reach over there, because lifting it over was very difficult. But that wouldn't have been possible in the old city where I used drinks cans to support the tables on top of each other. But now I've got all sorts of different proper legs and so on. It's absolutely fine. And I've also repaired all of this that got squashed, and this and all these people who got catapulted. I think they're where they were. Not that it matters that it's identical, but anyway. So yeah, the new Lego room is paying dividends where I'm doing it a lot more properly than I did before, because I wanted to maximize the real estate space that we've got in this city. So that is even further away than it used to be in the old one, so to speak. So it's an absolute full length stretch just to pull out something easy, let alone put in something difficult. So I'm glad that went well a second time round. Oh, that is a nice skyline. Nice, bright and colourful. I think we need a few more. Maybe some more sort of drab ones in a way to sort of balance the multicoloured ones. But yeah, give me any ideas you might have, or any different shapes or something like that. Or even little sets like the one this came from that I've just sort of multiplied many, many times to make it much more interesting. But yeah, it will be good when we've got a big city centre sort of looking area over there, and these smaller ones a lot more visible where there isn't a tram line right in front of them. Oh, cool. Right, I'm very happy with that. But as always, do tell me if there's a way I can improve it. Maybe there's a scene I can add on the outside, like I got the suggestion for this one with the classic Batman and Robin climbing up wall scene. That's absolutely amazing. So, yeah, very happy with that so far. The Barry Party Tower is open for business. So as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome Lego builds. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And then on Wednesday, we'll be doing a brick haul on our sister channel, Brick Haul O'Clock, as per usual. And then next week, we'll be doing what I had lined up for today's video. But essentially, when you get a bag that says it should have 100 pieces in it, and it only has 50 pieces in it, that does hold you back. So yeah, the Lego room is an absolute disaster zone, because I'm halfway through a different video, which will now be coming out next week. Though I think it's going to be pretty amazing once I've got those extra 50 pieces of, well, you'll have to wait and see. So anyway, until all of that, see you. Love, love, love. And I think my favourite is the Marie Antoinette type lady near the top.